Spo's doing good. Dante.
Hey, Coach. Just man, how exciting is it for you to be coaching this team with the type of groove that they're in? Second game straight, 6 guys in a double figure. Of course, Kawhi and PG both with what I believe 28 plus. Just how exciting is it for you to wake up and know that you're coaching these guys so locked in?
It's a good feeling, to finally get it together. And like I said, I give credit to our coaching staff and to our players for just putting the work in to get better. And like I said, it could be anybody's night, with PG, Kawhi, and James, depending on the flow of the game. I thought they did a good job of, just switching up defenses and, firing, double teaming, and something we need to work on and get better at. We wasn't great at it tonight as far as execution against the double team and against the fires, so we got to be better. But it was some good practice for us, getting a chance to just see it, so frequently throughout the course of the game. And we know we definitely got to get better with that. But, like I said, Kawhi and PG today, the rhythm they were in, especially PG in the second half, was really good to see.
Experience over the last 5 games now, multiple threes each game, 60% from 3. Finally, about what you expected after that rough start from him, eventually coming back to earth the other way.
Yes, sir. Like I said, we got confidence in T-Man that he's going to make shots, and just don't get frustrated. It's part of the game, and, even great players, they go through the same thing, so you can't get down. Just keep doing your job, being great defensively, all the hustle plays, rebounding basketball, and your shot's going to come around. Like you said, the last 5 games, being able to shoot 60% from 3 is huge for him.
Seems like there's I'm understanding, but the last couple of games the way it's gone, it's like James and Kawhi really take over in that second quarter, and everyone kind of picks up after that. Is there something there that guys are just bouncing off each other, making it a workable your turn, my turn type of offense for you guys?
I wouldn't say your turn, my turn. I think, just playing the game the right way. If guys have a good rhythm, then we want to continue to keep going to those guys. And, when James is in the pick and roll rhythm, we want to keep, featuring James like he was in the Phoenix game, And so, when you have great players, the most important thing is those guys willing to sacrifice to letting guys be who they are. And that's why, we've been playing, good basketball as of late, because each guy has allowed each other to be great in what they do. And so we just got to continue to keep doing it. Like I said, a lot of work to still put in to get better, but we're doing some good things, and we just got to continue to keep growing.
Kawhi, Paul, they had 13 assists without a turnover tonight. With all the shots they had, with all the touches that they've had, how do you evaluate how well they took care of the ball, made plays, still got shots for themselves as well?
Yeah, it was good. Especially with Toronto, they was firing and double teaming, and for us to take care of the basketball when they were the ones getting double teamed, to have no turnovers and 13 assists was huge. And I think also just having, like I said, the ball in James' hands a lot to make sure they can come off, catch and shoot, making sure they don't have to overhandle and do too much is also good for us.
Hey Ty, with the guys getting into a rhythm now, what's the challenge of making sure that they lean more on execution as opposed to their talent? And
that's the challenge. We got to be better executing offensively across the board. Just everything offensively, we got to be better. We got to continue to keep getting better. And I know it's new for some of the guys, but execution was going to separate us from the good teams. You want to be a good team, you got to make sure you execute every single night. And when we get to the playoffs and the playoffs start, that's when your execution is tested. That's when you got to be great at execution. And and we still got a ways to go with that.
Yeah, kind of building off that, T-Man said last week to me that when he looked at some of the best teams in the league, like he said Boston, they can do things with their eyes closed, offensively can execute. What's kind of the gap between getting there for your guys where it's not just talent that's winning you, helping you guys get buckets, but really it's execution between where you're at right now to where you want to be? What do you have to do to close that?
I think, half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. And we got to be 100% execution, with our talent, and that makes for a dangerous team. I've seen dangerous teams that execute at a high level, and so we just got to respect, execution because, great players can score on anybody. Sometimes it just, it's too easy, and you don't really like. Why would I run and cut over there and I can just catch it and just shoot it? So like just understanding when you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal, and so we got to start building those habits. We're doing it, a little bit at a time, but we got to start progressing a little bit more as far as being better with our execution and what we're trying to do.
You would change some of the way you guys closed the first quarter and began the second, where it was Kawhi and Russ to end the first quarter, and Harden and PG. It's usually flipped a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see from those pairings?
No, when we got our good rhythm, it was Russ and Kawhi closing the quarter, but when Kawhi missed 11 games, he couldn't play the full quarter stretch, and so we had to flip him and PG for those games when he came back. But now he's able to play full quarters now, so we went back to Russ and Kawhi, and then PG and James in the second quarter. So that's kind of that's what I like better.
And Coach, Siakam was a late scratch, so they decided to go with Dennis in the starting lineup. And it seemed like Schroeder and Quickly put a lot of pressure on you guys defensively in transition. Those two together shot 14 free throws by themselves, more than you guys did in total. How difficult was it for you guys to contain them in transition? And in the half court as well, coming on screen, it seemed like they did everything they could to try to get to the basket. What did you guys do defensively to try to, counter that?
We wasn't heavy on our strengths. We didn't do a good job with that. That was one. And then, two, just getting back in transition. Like I said, loading to the basketball. We missed like 4 or 5 loads on Quickly. We missed 2 for sure on Dennis. And so you can't allow this team to get to the basket. And that's what I'm talking about. Like as far as, we know they average 67 points in the paint, so we can't allow them to get those easy baskets. So we got to be better, with that. And so, when they're attacking the basket, they have speed. They're herky-jerky. They do a good job of drawing fouls. And so we just didn't do a good job of keeping them off the free throw line.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, you try.